Hi, my name is Dennis Shirk, and I'm the producer on Sid Meier's Civilization 5, Gods and Kings, and Tiffany Nagano is driving, and we're here to run you through the demo at PAX. I'd like to say just a couple of things about the expansion pack before I begin. Ed Beach is the lead designer. He took over the design reins from John Schaefer back at the end of Civilization 5 development. He's been designing the DLC, the scenarios, the new civs ever since. And something that not a lot of people know about him is he's also a published board game designer. And he does hardcore strategy games, not just shoots and ladders type stuff, but like hex maps, cardboard chits, the whole 9 yards. And he's got a particular interest in the Renaissance. So for him, designing something like this in Gods and Kings was like designing candy. So this is a Civilization expansion. We like to include as much new content as possible. A lot of it coming from the minds of our gameplay team, a lot of it coming from the community, stuff that they've asked for. But we've got over 9 new civilizations. We're including Spain, Isabella. That used to be released as DLC earlier, but Ed really wanted to include it into the Renaissance scenario. We've got over 27 new units, 9 new wonders, buildings, natural wonders, resources, just a lot of new content. And we've also got some new gameplay systems, which are quite large. The first I want to talk to you about is religion. And to help us out with that, we're going to start the game with Dido of Carthage, one of the new civilizations. Dido's trait is Phoenician heritage. A very Carthaginian trait, involves mountains, elephants going over said mountains, free harbors in your coastal cities, things like that. And she's got 2 unique units, the African forest elephant, of course, and the Kincareem. Both of these are early game units and really give her an extra punch in the early game. Now, I mentioned religion. Faith is the currency that drives religion. And you can see that it's a yield at the top, just like anything else, culture, gold, science. And we're earning faith right now from the shrine that we've got in our city of Carthage, just 1 point per turn. Now, it's early in the game. Let's go ahead and have our scout explore a little bit more northward, see what's out there. Now, the first civilization we've met that's yelling at us is Attila of the Huns.
Die Erzherzogin zu Österreich heißt Eure Eminenz willkommen in... Ach, bringen wir es hinter uns. 4 wird gespeist.
And the second is Maria Theresa of Austria, 2 civs that you would not see at the same tea party. So, I mentioned faith. This is the early game. Our next step with faith, if we accumulate enough, is to spawn a pantheon of the gods. It's our first brush with religion, a primitive brush with religion for our people. Now, you can choose to follow the religious path. You can choose to ignore religion completely. Eventually, it'll come to you because the AI are certainly going to be playing that game. The great thing about it is, if you choose to play the religious game, there's a lot of beliefs and benefits that you're going to get no matter what strategy you're playing. So we only need 1 more faith point to get to our pantheon of the gods. So let's go ahead and advance the turn. And we have our advisor come up that says it's time to choose a pantheon. We've got some new advisors in place just for the expansion to kind of walk you through those new systems. Now we have all of our beliefs that you can see coming up on the left side of the screen. There's a lot of different options to choose from. Many of them are terrain-based, but there's some there for all styles of play. So what you might want to do is kind of look around your surrounding territory, see what you might expand into. We can see that we've got a lot of deer, a lot of camp opportunities. So we might choose something like Goddess of the Hunt. That's +1 food from camps. Not much, but over the course of the game, that's really going to stack up. So let's go ahead and choose that. And now we can see the little lightning bolt of the Pantheon on the city banner, which says what religion that city's following. So we've got the Pantheon. Every new city we put down is now going to be following that Pantheon, although it will not expand outside of our borders. Let's go ahead and load up a later game, and we'll see what has happened with our religion as it starts to bloom into a full religion. So this is going to be around 80-odd turns later. We'll have expanded to another city. We'll have, of course, been improving our territory. We've built temples and an additional shrine. We've even built Stonehenge, which is another faith-producing wonder. So we're actually racking up a lot of faith right now. Now, we've got Austria that kind of invaded from the north. We thought it would be Attila, but apparently it's Austria, which gives us an excuse to show off a few of our new units. We've got the composite bowman, which is part of our new archer line. Previously, for all of you that are familiar with Civ 5 that are watching this, the archer line kind of ended a crossbowman and merged up into the musketman rifleman line. And what we wanted to do is really flesh that out. So now we've got a full line in there. It goes to Gatling guns, to machine guns. So we really wanted that to be a lot more interesting of a unit to use throughout the game. We've also got the Carthaginian African forest elephants, of course, because that's awesome in the early game. So let's go ahead and defend our borders. And of course, it wouldn't be Carthage if we weren't moving stuff up and over the mountains. And we also just think it's humorous to see our elephants standing on top of our mountains. So, now, our faith count is upwards of 305 faith right now. We really only needed to reach the milestone of 134 faith for a chance to spawn a great prophet. Each turn after that, the chance grows and grows. So we've been pretty unlucky up till now, but let's go ahead and see if this is the time that will get us our religion by spawning a great prophet. And naturally, the barbarians want a piece of this. So, almost as if we expected it to happen, our great prophet has been born in the city of Carthage. So again, our advisors pop up to kind of guide us along in our path to the new expansion systems. Let's go ahead and select him and found our religion. So you can see along the top of this interface, we have many real-world religious symbols, some historic religious symbols and names. These are just here for flavor, to kind of give your religion an identity. Let's choose Tengrism, for example. We can go ahead and rename that as well to something that we want. We all work at Firaxis, so we worship at the altar of Sid. So let's go ahead and call that Sidism. Now, you'll notice that our pantheon is still there, goddess of the hunt. That's like the bedrock of our religion, so it's going to be with us as long as we control the religion. And then we've got a founder belief and a follower belief to choose from. The founder belief is our reward for founding this religion. Every city we spread this religion to is now going to be giving us a benefit as the founder. You can see there's a lot of different ones to choose from. We can see peace-loving, for example, which is +1 happiness for non-enemy foreign cities. Now, we're playing as Carthage, so we plan on having a lot of enemies. That might not be right for us. But we do see church property at the top, +2 gold for each city following this religion. That's fantastic, because if we really aggressively spread this across the land, that's a lot of gold coming into us. Now, the follower belief, the second belief we're choosing, is a city-level belief. Each city this spreads to is going to get this individual benefit, whether it's our cities or other civilization cities as we spread it out. There's a lot of cool, unique beliefs in here that we can choose from. You have regular yield-type beliefs like choral music, but cathedrals is something that I find particularly interesting. There's some beliefs in here that allow you to choose or build unique buildings with faith. So cathedrals, which produce culture, happiness, and faith, if you choose this, each city can spend faith to buy this building. You can't build it any other way. So if you're playing a culture game, this is really effective in kind of giving you a leg up on your competition. For us, though, we're going to go ahead and pick asceticism. And what this does is shrines provide +1 happiness for cities with 3 followers. So we plan on causing a lot of unhappiness in our game with our elephants. So more happiness is always good. And you can see now on Carthage, we've got the new icon for citizen. And that's going to basically exert religious pressure out to 10 hexes. Any cities within that 10 hexes, for example, Utique, is going to slowly convert citizens one at a time. It does take time, though. So what you can do is you can spend faith on missionaries, send them out to convert stuff faster. If you've got other religions encroaching, you can build inquisitors and stomp out the other religions. There's a lot of different options that you have. Now, this is the part of the game when religion is most valuable because it's kind of helping you form your strategies. Other civilizations across the world, in terms of diplomatic interactions, all care what religion you have. If you've got battling religions, they've got a religion that's different from yours, you're not necessarily going to get along. If you share the religion, that might be good. But Ed didn't design it to be that way and that strong throughout the entire game. Eventually, once you cross over to industrial, things are going to start fading away with religion. How powerful they are, how much the other civilizations care about it. Eventually, in the later game, they're not going to necessarily care what religion you've got anymore. And so to help us with that, we're going to load up a later save. This is at the end of the industrial